Hi, welcome to GGKCS, multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitching, geeky. I'm Cece, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today is Sunday, the 13th of June, 2021, and this is episode 447. I'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. My kid, Dammy, joins me every other week for the podcast, and on the off weeks, you get me with an abbreviated version of the show. So I have some really fun things to show you today. I've started a new project that is not socks. And I'm in love with my cross stitch project, and I can't wait to show y'all all the progress I made this week. And I got some fun yummies too. So we probably should get started. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to talk about what is on my needles. In my fun project bag from Nerdbird Makery, I don't know if they're making any more of these or not, but it is one that I coveted for a long time and got my hands on, I don't know, about a year or so ago, and I just love it so much. The diversity and inclusion is just fabulous. So I am knitting a birthday cowl for my niece Lola, whose birthday is in September. So I am knitting the Oats cowl by Tin Can Knits, and I'm doing this on US 8's 5mm needles, and the yarn I'm using is so lusciously amazing that I am so in love. It is Audine Wool's Chill in a little cabinectomy colorway, and it is a 90% Surrey alpaca, 10% cashmere yarn. I mean, oh God, there we go. Just look at that squishiness and the halo on it. So it's got a little bit of a blue undertone to it. It flew off the ball winder when Dammy was helping me wind yarn yesterday, so that's why it's like wound kind of weird around it. It is so soft, and I've only just gotten started on it, so I just have just a little bit. So this is the ribbing part. It goes for, I think, 1.5 inches. This is a free pattern on their website, so I don't mind talking super detailed. So you do the ribbing for about 1.5 inches, and I'm counting how many rows that is so that I can do the exact same on the other end when I get to it. So the pattern comes in 3 sizes. What they call a child, which is 6 inches around and about 19 inches deep. An adult short, which is 10 inches, 10 inches tall by 23 inches around, and an adult long, which is 10 inches tall by 48 inches around. So the adult short calls for 200 yards, the adult long calls for 400, and I have 300. So I just did some math and I'm doing it in the middle. So I'm doing 150 stitches around. And then when I get to the patterned part of it, you're doing a garter section, and then the rest is stockinette. So I kind of did the math, and so I'm going to do, so what they've called for is you do 1/3 of the stitches in garter and the rest in stockinette. So, yeah, so after the ribbing, I'll do that. I will knit until I have just enough left to do the ribbing, and we'll call it done. So I'm excited. I wanted to get this cast on because I do most of my knitting on the bus when I'm commuting back and forth to work. And so I knew I did not want to be casting on. And honestly, I had to cast on, I think, like 4 times yesterday. Because like I didn't have enough yarn left to do the cast on. I hadn't measured correctly, and then I cast it on again and somehow didn't join it in the round, and then I cast it on again, but I had way too much yarn, and then the 4th time was, you know, a charm. I still have this much yarn left from the cast on, but that's better than like I had, like, I don't know, a lot. So anyway, this is what's going to be on my needles for the foreseeable future, because once I finish this one, I will be doing the same pattern, but in different sizes with different yarn. And I'm going to be doing that for my nephews, Wyatt and Waylon. And I'm using a gray that is also got a blue undertone for the main part of the boys, but I'm using 2 different shades of blue for the ribbing on each of theirs. So one shade for one and one shade for the other, so that they can tell them apart easily. So, but Dammy helped me wind all that yarn yesterday, so it's all wound, ready to go. And then whatever leftovers I might have from that yarn will get put in the preemie hat stash to be used for preemie hats. I have cast on my preemie hat for today, but I have not worked on it yet because Dammy and I did haircuts this morning. So, okay. That is everything that I am knitting on, but I do have a couple of FOs. Oh, I need to grab my other FO. So let's go on to the next segment. All right, now we're going to talk about what I finished this week. So I've got 2 knitted FOs this week. First up is my weekly preemie hat. So this is the one that I knit last Sunday. This is number 23 for the year. It's from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the green color is Bernay Softy Baby in the mint colorway, and the white is Barocco Vintage DK in the white colorway. But I did this fun, I like to do this every once in a while, where I do the 2-color ribbing. So that's a lot of fun. It just gives it a fun little added detail down there on the brim. So that is number 1 for this week. And then just yesterday, I finished socks. And they're already dry because it's a little warm. It's not hot, but it's warm here today a little bit. This is birthday socks for my bestie Katie's oldest son, Noah. His birthday's upcoming in July. It's my French vanilla cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. I used US 1.5, 2.5mm needles. I used the Hiya Sharps in the 9-inch circulars that I lovingly call Zoom needles, because you zoom around in circles. And this yarn is Wet Shortshire Spinner Signature 4-ply in the Fairy Lights colorway. So, so I had knit socks out of this for Dammy. I had bought 2 skeins of it. I knit socks for Dammy, and I want to knit socks for myself out of it, but I was like, I'll also have enough to knit for Noah. So I did. The stripes match up. The colors don't match, but the stripes match other than on. So I was here. I'm knitting. 1.5 rows and the bind off of the cuff. I ran out. So I had to grab the other skein, so it doesn't totally match up stripe-wise on the cuff, but I don't think Noah's going to care. So those are finished, and I'm so excited because they are coming back to the States in July, and so I'm going to be able to give Jeremy his belated socks and Noah his socks, because I was going to ship them together to save on shipping costs, because shipping is expensive. Ask me how I know. Dammy and I just did shipping for the spring owl prizes. We packed those up, the ones we've heard from people on yesterday. Shipping's expensive. So I was going to ship them together, but since they're coming, I'm able to give it to them in person. I'm so excited. And this was FO number, like 36 or 37 for the year. I posted it on social media. So those are fun. Those are done. And I will knit socks for myself out of the leftovers. I could knit full tall socks, but I think I'm just going to do shorty socks out of it for me, because I have so many pairs of the taller socks and not as many pairs of shorties. So, but that will not be until I finish Lola and Wyatt and Waylon's birthday cowls. So, okay, that's everything that I finished this week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. Okay, working on a couple things this week. First up in my I Am No Bird and No Net Ensnares Me project bag, Jane Eyre from, I got this from Light Needle Society. It was in one of their boxes. I don't remember which one, but I love it. It's very, very cute. And I'm going to put on the screen right now what I'm working on. This is Dreaming Girl by Barbara Anna Designs. So that's what it's going to look like. I am using, from Fiber on a Whim, I'm using 14 count Ada in the lipstick colorway, which is also, it was maybe from the same box as the project bag. I do not remember. And I'm using mostly called for DMC. I think I had to adjust one just because I didn't have the color. So I think I either just went like the one darker or the one lighter. I can't remember. And I've got the fabric folded up, but here is my project, or my progress. Look at that, y'all. So the face literally has 57 colors, like 6 or 7, I think. But look at the eyelash detail. And oh my gosh, I'm a sucker for a woman with red hair. I love red hair. I had red hair for many years. And I was not 100% sure how the red hair would look on this fabric. And I'm glad I went with my friend Michelle Bendy Stitchy's advice and suggestion. And she was right. It looks amazing on here. So this pattern is in 3 pages. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to do all of the hair in this color, and it continues on. So like right here, I think was the end of page 1. And then about like right here, kind of where I'm at is close. I think this is actually the end of page 2 right here. And then page 3 is not a full page. But I'm going to do all the hair of this color. And then there's a second color that kind of fills in most of these highlights and then like kind of underneath. And then once I finish the hair, then there's stuff like houses and trees and stuff above and below. And I'm going to open the fabric up full so that you can see like what the full fabric looks like. It won't take all the fabric, but it'll take a good portion of it. So pretty. And oh, the needle minder is from the Rainbow Stitches box from that just Black Needle Society just put out. Stitch with all the colors is what it says. So, oh, I am in love with this project. I'm having so much fun stitching it. And yeah, I love it. And then the other thing that I am working on is in my Knit Run Dig project bag. And this is Edinburgh Castle by Terra Luna Stitchery. I am kind of up right kind of maybe in this area right here, because I'm doing all the way across and then I'll come back down. So all the details about everything that I'm using for this project is in our show notes, ggkcs.com. I'm doing this project right now, doing the 25/7 challenge. I can't remember who initially started it, but I found out about it from Michelle Bendy Stitchy because she inspires me on so many things. And so it's a challenge to pick a project and then every day either do 25 minutes on it or 25 stitches on it. And I'm doing the 25 stitches, except for one day I do 50 so that I finish 2 100 stitch squares each week. So, and then I post in my social media stories every day's progress. And then once a week at the end of the 7 days, which is on a Friday, I post it to my like main feed and tell you where I am at. So on Friday when I finished, I was actually right here. I did Saturday stitches already. I haven't done today's. So I was at 33,200 stitches out of 265,824 stitches complete. I'm at 12.489%. So I'm going to hit 12.5 this week and 6 pages out of 60 done. So I'm going to continue. So next week when we record, I'll be here. And then the week after, I'll be here. And when I get here, I'm going to take it out of the Q-Snap, take photo, video of it, and then re-put it in. And so like it'll probably be from here over that you'll be able to see. Also because like it's angling up and I accidentally stitched the fabric to itself when I started this column. So I need to do some adjusting. So, but that's where I'm at. I'm about to hit the right now in the area I'm at, the last 4 squares is very confetti heavy because we're doing like all the building and it's, I don't know how many colors, so many. I would not be making the progress that I'm making if it was not for 25/7, but also from using Pattern Keeper software because it will like find the, like you choose the color and it will show you everywhere that symbol is. So that is very, very helpful. So, okay, that is everything for FlossTube. I don't have anything cross stitch related in Yummies, but you should stick around because it's fun. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. I normally ask Dammy what yummies are. Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about. Yummies. I've got a couple of things to show you. So first up, they're both from everything I'm showing you is from Etsy shops. So first up, from Hanging by a Thread 1 on Etsy, and the links to all these are in our show notes, ggkcs.com. So I don't know, if a month or so ago, I had bought these huggy earrings. I bought Opal because my birthstone is Opal, but also my great-grandmother her name was Opal. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. These I got from a different Etsy shop, but I bought those and I love them so much. So I wanted the same kind of thing, but so I bought it in a little bit bigger millimeter circumference because there's more ear here than there is here, just because of where it's pierced. But I got these rainbow in a rose gold. And then they were having a big sale in their shop. So I treated myself to this gorgeous vintage ring. It's adjustable on the back, which I like because sometimes my hands swell. It's got this beautiful vintage detail, and it's a pink opal. So my great-grandmother Opal, she passed away the summer after my first year of college. And if she had lived to December, she would have been 96 years old. But she is one of the important women in my life who inspired my creativity and my crafting. She taught me how to stitch on plastic canvas using yarn. And she made, I don't know, hundreds, I'm sure, of tissue box covers. And so that was one of my first crafting endeavors. I still have her crafting scissors. They are in my pom-pom making bag. So every week when I'm making a pom-pom for my preemie hat, I use her scissors. And so opals are special to me because of my, we called her Grandma Katie. Her last name was C-A-D-Y. So Grandma Katie, but her name was Opal. And then as well, it being mine and Dammy's birthstones. So yeah, so I treated myself to that gorgeousness, and I love it so much. Okay, the other thing, so this is from the Wander Free and Queer Etsy shop. They have lots of amazing things. They do a lot of crochet things of like rainbows that you could use as like Christmas ornaments or hang it for your rear view mirror or something like that. They do like not just the traditional pride flag. They do lots of different ones. And they have like heart garland. They have like cup cozies. Or like water bottle cozies. They have headbands, these really chunky headbands. Fire truck. Because there's a fire station right there. Hopefully when I pull the background noise, you won't hear it as much, but it is what it is. At least I'm safe if there's a fire because there's a fire station right there at the end of the alley. Most of the time I can tune it out, but like when I'm recording, obviously it's more. Anyway, so I don't know, a while back I had bought their Wander Free and Queer stickers. I gave Dammy one. I think I've got one on my coffee baby. I do. And this is extra one that I haven't decided where to put yet. But I'm going to have to cover this up when I show you because there is profanity on it. But as happens, trolls made comments in their Instagram postings. And this one, they found so funny that they made stickers out of it. So I'm going to cover up part of the profanity so that you can see it. So it's a rainbow, and it says, "Fat, effing, dirty, gay feminist." And I just thought it was hysterical. So I ordered one. They are here in the Pacific Northwest, and they live in an RV, and they travel, but like their home base is kind of here in the Pacific Northwest. So I have to find a place to put my new sticker and this. I might end up getting a new water bottle because the one that I use to take places with me, the lid it's got a wooden cap in the lid, in the metal part of the lid, and the wooden cap keeps falling off. So I may need to invest in a new water bottle. We'll see. So I'm kind of saving these to maybe put on my new water bottle. So, and that's everything for Yummies. But a couple of fun things, fun jewelry, treated myself, and fun sticker. So, and they have a lovely Instagram, Wander Free and Queer, and I just love their stuff. So, all right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time to talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to. So a reminder about our RAL, read along. This is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. You participate by participating in the seasonal, so April, May, June is our current. You earn entries into the year-long challenge, and then at the beginning of 2022, we will draw from those entries for 3 grand prize winners. All the details are in our Facebook group, as well as in our show notes at GGKCS.com. Okay, I'm continuing to read The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk. I'm reading that for my counseling that I'm going through. I am rereading Untamed by Glennon Doyle for my LGBTQ Faith Book Club. The book was gifted to me by my bestie Katie when I came out to her a year ago. And I read it and devoured it and loved it. And now we're reading it for book club. And so I'm not like, I must read all of it at one time. I am like reading like 3 essays or 3 little chapters a night. And I'm just loving it. I've got a highlighter handy. I am highlighting a lot. And I just connect with Glennon so much. And I love her. If you are not listening to her We Can Do Hard Things podcast, so amazing. And so really, really enjoy that. We have not started book 6 in the Harry Potter series yet with my Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. I think they did a Pride episode this week for Swish and Flick, so I am kind of waiting for them to start the first chapter so that I can start doing that. I finished listening to in the Kitty Norville series by Carrie Vaughn, book 13, Low Midnight, and I'm listening to book 14, Kitty Saves the World. This is a werewolf, vampire, whatever. And book 14 was like the end of the series, but then several years later, she put out another book. So when I finish this one, I'm going to listen to the last one. So. For my other book club, lesbian literature book club, we actually had book club yesterday. And so we discussed La Bastarda by Trifonia Malibia Obono, translated by Lawrence Schimmel. And it's kind of a novella length. And it's set in Equatorial Guinea and about this community of people that shame and cut off people who are queer, and about this this kind of teenage girl coming to understand her sexual identity and who she is. So I was kind of mixed on it. There was some good things. There were some things that I was like, there was things that it jumped really fast in certain places, and we were like, wait, what happened here? Well, we were here, and then all of a sudden we're here. It did trigger a little bit for me some of the similar connotations of conservative religion and how they can sometimes shun and cut off queer people. So there was kind of that. And I'll tell you in a minute, I've already started reading the book for July. I finished reading The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. It started off so promising, and I didn't love the ending. So it's about a clone. It's about cloning. And so there's some sciencey stuff in it. I read We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. and it's actually set here in Seattle. So I knew some of the places they were talking about, and it's primarily about this group of high school age kids who the world finds out that in like 2 months there is potential that there's a 66% chance that this asteroid is going to destroy the Earth, and like the way that the world deals with it and what's happening for these high school kids in the midst of this. It was okay. It wasn't like great, but it was okay. I totally devoured last night Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto. It is set in the Chinese Indonesian culture here in the US though. And it's a mix of an rom-com kind of meets accidental murder mystery. And apparently, I believe it's Netflix is doing a movie of it. It was really good. It was funny. There was a mystery. I enjoyed it, and I devoured the entire thing last night. I've started reading the book for my lesbian literature book club for July, which is called A People's History of Heaven by, we're going to try this, Mathangi Subramanian. And I just started it, so I have very little, I don't know how to like kind of synopsis it for you. So I've just started that, and that's everything I'm reading. I did watch, rewatched for the, I don't know how manyth time, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, because I had finished reading the book, and Swish and Flick did a book movie comparison episode last week, so I rewatched the movie and then watched or listened to the episode. House Hunters, Dammy and I have watched quite a bit of House Hunters and House Hunters Renovation. And we've now come to the place where we try to guess how much over budget they're going to go in the renovation. So, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, Law and Order SVU. So, this last week, I worked remotely 4 out of 5 days because my, coworker is taking some PTO, and so I have to be in the office those days that he's out. So I got to work remotely 4 days this last week. When I am working remotely, other than the times that I'm on the phone or pulling voicemails, I have something playing, whether it is like a FlossTube or a yarn podcast, or when I run out of those, I turn on Law and Order SVU. Thusly, because I worked from home 4 days this week, I finished watching season 18 and 19. I'm watching season 20. I'm almost caught up. I think I have 60-something episodes. I'm only working remotely 1 day this week, so I probably will not get as much watched. But I'm also watching episodes for the That's Messed Up in SVU podcast, which is not safe for children. I'm rewatching season 1 of Gilmore Girls, along with the I Am All In with Scott Patterson podcast. He had on the actor, I cannot recall his name, who played Maury, who played Babette's husband, because it was Cinnamon's Wake episode this week. And he is so funny. Oh my word, he was so funny. But then they had a special episode of Scott versus Scott. So Scott Cohen, who played Max Medina, and Scott Patterson, who played Luke, because Scott Patterson was having issues with Max Medina, with that character. And so they kind of had a showdown episode, special episode, which was very funny. Watching Handmaid's Tale season 4. I think that's everything that I'm watching. And then listening to, of course, all the podcasts I've already mentioned, My Favorite Murder, random Spotify playlists. There you go. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And with that, we've made it to the end of the show. Yay. I'm glad because I'm hungry. I need to eat some lunch. So just a reminder that our June, July, August summertime and the living is easy owl has started for anything you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew during the summer. The FO thread for that is in our Facebook group. Also a reminder, if you entered into our Sheepy Spring Owl, we still have, I think, 3 prizes that are unclaimed. So if you entered that and did not watch last week's episode, watch last week's episode, because you only have 30 days from the time that episode goes live to claim your prizes. Also, we are participating in hosting the Pride Along that runs, it started on the 17th of May and it runs through the 30th of June of next year, so over a year. Our hashtag is hashtag GGKCS Pride Along 2122. In the show notes, ggkcs.com, there is a link to a video that tells you all about it. I think that's all the announcements. We should be doing episodes releasing every Monday through the summer. So, we will be here. We'd like to say a big thank you. Love y'all so much to everyone who supports the podcast, but especially those who support us financially. Because we are shipping out prizes for the Spring Owl. That is in our forefront minds right now because we just packed up a bunch of prizes yesterday. There are several ways you can do that. The main ones are Patreon and YouTube Join, which are ways you can pledge a certain amount of money to your favorite creatives and earn rewards or perks based on the level you donate at. We changed the rewards just a smidge this week. And we put a post out to our patrons about that. If you want to know more or want to sign up, you can go to patreon.com/ggkcs or click the join button under any of our YouTube videos. There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you want to make a one-time donation. We are bookshop.org affiliates, which is an online bookstore with a mission to financially support local independent bookstores. If you purchase a book from our shop or our list, we make a list every week of the books that we're talking about. We earn some commission and local independent bookstores earn commission. Our bookshop can be found at bookshop.org/shop/ggkcs. And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you are going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click on the appropriate link, do your shopping as normal. We earn a little bit back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you were going to be doing anyway. You can find us online at GGKCS. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, our Facebook group, etc., etc., etc. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope y'all have a lovely week ahead. If you have not gotten vaccinated yet and you are eligible, get vaccinated. Dammy and I now are both fully, completely vaccinated, which is very exciting. Wear your mask where you're supposed to. And stay safe and healthy and happy crafting until we see you again. Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing? Ow, that's my leg. Ouch. Do you know that you're hurting me? You just want to cuddle on top of me? Even when it's putting all of your weight on my leg? I don't think you care, Pink. Do you care? Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Excuse me. Do you care? I didn't think so.